Hello children, today we are going to start the third part of our video lesson on circles. First two part, if you see, we have done 5 theorems. Okay, I'll tell you where you will get it in the syllabus. So today we are going to start tangent and intersecting chords. Okay, part 3. So first let us see few concepts and theorems. So this video is basically what we are going to do here is children 6th theorem. So 6th theorem we have from here. 5th theorem I did in the chord property, which you will see in part 1 of my video. Part 2 I have solved question based on those 5 theorems, and then this third part we see first what is tangent and what are the theorems. So just to tell you before I start, out of 6 theorems, 3 are there only in the revised syllabus. So if you see nicely the old syllabus, which is given on page 5, not page 5, the 5th page from the beginning in concise. 1, 2, 3, 4 you see, not page 5, 5th page from the beginning you will get the syllabus, ICSE syllabus regarding circle. And if you are using ML Agrawal, this is 9th page, Roman 9. Okay, so if you see ICSE syllabus, you must see the syllabus, children, because a lot of things have been left out in the revised syllabus. And what I'm going to teach you, I'll teach you all 6, because when I do previous year question, you will see some of those may come. So I'll teach you all 6, but the 3 which are in syllabus, I will highlight it more. Okay, so if you see the syllabus on page 9 of your ML Agrawal or 5th page of Concise Mathematics book by Selina, you will see geometry is the third part. You will see 3. Then C part of that is circle. 1, 2 I have done chord properties, cyclic quadrilateral and all. C today I am going to do, and after this today I give you concept, that is theorem, concept and theorems I'll give you. And then next 1 or 2 video I'll do problem sums on all this 6th theorem, basically the 3 theorems which are in the revised syllabus. Then, so this is what we are going to do. Circle third part, tangent and secant properties. Okay, so if you see SCCA secant properties of your circle. And part 4, after this 2 more videos than circle, we will do construction. So I'll tell you basic idea about construction. Maybe 1 video will be enough, 1 or 2 video. So this is what we are doing in circles. These are the 4 things, 2 already done. Some more problem sum we can do in the part 2, where I did only, I think, 4 ICSE questions. So here I may put some more videos on chord property and cyclic quadrilateral. So here we start with the tangent and intersecting chord. Okay, before I take theorem 10, so see, Selina book says, Concise book says theorem 10, ML Agrawal says 15.10. But what I'll tell you, children, follow the syllabus, see what is there. So don't use it. Numbering is not very important. Different books will have different numbering. So here we are going to use what is there in the theorem. I'll show you. So numbering is not important, because when you solve the sum in bracket, you write the theorem in short, because different book will have different numbering. So numbering is immaterial, children. Just I'm telling you, this is from ML Agrawal's book, this is from Concise book. So any book, both of them have good questions. Okay, so here we start concepts and theorems. See here, note, suppose you have got a circle, children, and a straight line. So if you have a circle and a straight line, there are 3 situations arises where there is nothing in common between the circle and the straight line. Second, it passes through and through. So remember, inside part I have taught you is called a chord. But when the chord goes through and through, it goes out of the circle also, it's called a secant. Okay, so this is a chord here inside, if you see. Okay, last thing is when a straight line touches the circle at one point, then that straight line is called a tangent. So this is what we are going to do here. Tangent, and syllabus is tangent and secant properties, but better we call it tangent and intersecting chords. So you can see secant. Sometimes some of the theorem we go outside also. Okay, so sometime when we are inside it's a chord, when you go outside it's a secant. So we will see 6 theorems in today's session. Okay, so this I talked about the syllabus. Please is the syllabus. We have 6 theorem and this is the number 1 which I am going to start today. Okay, here we go. What is the first theorem? The tangent and the radius. So when you have a tangent, it touches the circle at one point only, and that point is called point of contact. So tangent touches the circle at one point. Okay, this you will see in physics also. Okay, suppose you tie a stone and you are moving it round and round in a circular path. Suppose the thread breaks, so you're moving the stone with a thread. Okay, then the stone will take a tangential path. Second thing, sun is there, earth is moving. So if there is no gravitational pull, suppose suddenly the gravity of the sun finishes. So what will happen? Earth will take a tangential path. So if it is here, it will take. So from one point there is only one tangent possible, and this theorem, children. So tangent and the radius at the point of contact. So see the wording in the book, children. Syllabus you see. I'm writing in short because I'm more concentrating on giving you the concept. So the tangent and the radius at the point of contact are perpendicular to each other. So in short, I'll tell you the proof is that you see any point, other point OQ you draw here, or any point you draw, there will be more than OP. So OP is the shortest distance, and you know the shortest distance between 2 points is the perpendicular distance between them. Therefore this angle is 90 degree. Okay, so kindly pause the video and copy. So next, if you see same theorem, what we call converse. So a line drawn from the end of the radius, means from the point of contact, perpendicular to it. So you join this, you get the point of contact, you draw a perpendicular at the end of the radius. So if you draw perpendicular, then that line will be the tangent to the circle. Once more, at the end of the radius you draw a perpendicular, you will get a line, and that line will be tangent to the circle. So this, if you see, it's 15.11. Okay, now we move on to second theorem in tangent and intersecting chords properties. So few concepts before I go to the theorem 2. Number of a tangent from a point to a circle. Suppose there are 3 situations here. You will see case 1. So we are going to see how many tangents are possible under 3 situations. If the point is inside the circle, what happens? If the point is on the circumference, and if the point is outside the circle. Now see, so the number, how many tangents are possible from a point to a circle. So when the point is inside, you will see, children, each line through the point cuts the circle in 2 places, but you see tangent has to touch at one place on the circumference. So none of them are tangent. They cut the circle at 2 places. So no tangent possible when the point P is inside the circle and you draw a line through P. Second situation, when the point is on the circumference of the circle, there is one and only one tangent possible. Any point you take on the circumference, you'll have one tangent. But when the point is outside, there are exactly 2 tangents still. And next theorem we will see, if you see ICSE syllabus, only first point is given. They are equal, children. PA is equal to PB. Okay. So when the point lies outside, children, you will see we have 2 tangent and we have to prove that these 2 are equal. PA is equal to PB. This is the most important theorem, but other 2 also are important. So if the second theorem we see, if the 2 tangents are drawn from an external point, okay, so there are 2 tangent possible. I told you there is one tangent here and there is none over here. So what we have to prove? So it's PA, you will see the length of the tangents are equal. First point. Second point, if you see AOP, this angle is equal to this angle. How we call it? You can see Okay, the length the tangent subtend equal angle at the center. The tangent subtend equal angle at the center. And the last one, if you see children, is, so double line here I draw, two lines here, two lines here, and last one, this angle is equal to this angle, because I'll show you these two triangles are congruent. So the last one you will see these two angles are equal, this angle and this angle. Okay, second was this angle and this angle. So the third one, if you name it, it is called the tangents are equally inclined to the line joining the point and the circle of the center of the circle. The tangent are equally inclined to the line joining. Okay, so these two are equal. It is equally inclined to the line joining from this to the center of the circle. Now, how we prove in short? Generally, proof is given in the book. Just I'll tell you in short what happens. We have to get 3 points. These two are equal. These two angles are equal, and these two angles are equal. So see how these two triangles are congruent. In short, I'll tell you. See, hypotenuse is common, H. Both of them are right angle triangle. You know from my part 1 of the video here. Here, theorem 1. Part 1 of the video we saw. We will see that. So here, first thing you see here is that tangent makes 90 degree. Theorem 1. Tangent with the center of circle makes 90 degree. So R, right angle triangle we get. Second, this hypotenuse is common, children, to both the triangle. You have to have a very good grounding of congruency, children, for anything in circle or anything in geometry, even triangles. So right angle, the hypotenuse is common, and these two, children, these two you see, they are radii of the same circle. So any one side, so these two, OB is equal to OA. So I'm not writing in detail, you will get in any standard book. So whenever I teach children, see my videos, see the book also. You will see all this proof and all written nicely. So please see once more. This three thing follows from the result that these two triangle are congruent by RHS rule. See how? Both are right angle triangle by theorem 1. Tangent with the line joining the center of the circle, they are perpendicular. Tangent and radius are perpendicular to each other. So this is both a right angle triangle. Hypotenuse is common. So H, R, H, and any one side. So we get here. So once the triangle are congruent, these three things are called CPCTC. Corresponding part of congruent triangle are congruent. So see how? And now we are going to see theorem 3. So actually, if you see ICSE syllabus, this is the second one, and what I did second one was 3. Okay, so this should be actually number 2, and what I did 2 is 3, which means that first 2 what I have done is in syllabus. Okay, first 2 is in syllabus, and this is now not there in the reduced syllabus for this year. Anyway, just I am going through this in short, but first 2 what I have shown you, that is in syllabus 1 and 3. They are in syllabus, and this is the second one of syllabus, which is not there at present. Now, if 2 circles touch, so listen children, 2 circles will touch each other if and only if they have one and only one point in common, and that point is called point of contact. If you see, so they meet at one point, and that point is called point of contact. So this is how they touch externally. Okay, one point of contact, and this is how they touch internally. So if 2 circles touch, then the point of contact lies on the straight line. So this is called line of centers. Straight line joining their centers. So AB, A is the center of this circle, B is center of this circle. AB is called line of centers. Okay, and PA is called line of centers. So what do we see? If 2 circles touch, then the point of contact lies on this line. Point of contact lies on the line which joins both the center. Once more, the point of contact lies on the straight line joining their centers. The point of contact lies on the straight line joining their centers, and that line is also called line of centers. Okay, so this particular one is not there in the present syllabus, but 1 and 2 please go through nicely. So please copy, then we move on to the next theorem. So let us see theorem 4. This I think is also presently not there in this revised syllabus, but anyway, it's a very good theorem. You will see a lot of ICSE question on this. What this theorem says, children, if two chords, so I've already in the part 1 of the video I've taught you what are chords. So if two chords, they intersect internally, this is two chords, they go out and intersect externally. Two chords intersect externally, two chords intersect internally, then the product of the lengths are equal. So see here, children, once more, if two chords intersect internally or externally, then the products of the lengths of the segment, so of the segment, remember this is very important, please add it, then the lengths of the segment. So see what happens, two chords when they meet, PA into PB is PC into PD. PA into PB is equal to PC into PD. Externally also same thing happens, children. We have same sort of PA into PB is PC into PD. PA, here if you see PA into PB is PC into PD. PA into PB is PC into PD. So next questions are there. So since it is not there in syllabus, maybe in next video I may not do sums based on this theorem. So now let's move on to theorem number 5 and 6. So next theorem, I have not rubbed the theorem 4. In fact, this is also not there in present syllabus. This is also not there. Theorem 6, which is very important, called alternate segment theorem, which I'll explain in the last part of today's lesson. So see here now, two chords were here, they were meeting internally inside the circle, and two chords outside the circle. PA into PB is PC into PD. PA into PB is PC into PD. Now here you see, if you have a chord, children, and a tangent, they meet outside. So what happened, the product of the line segment. So if you see the wording, the product of the lengths of the segment of the chord, the product of the lengths of the segment of the chord. So like here, PA, PB. So here PA, externally if you see PA, PB. So there is only one tangent here. There used to be a chord here. So is equal to the PT square. So what is PT, children? PT is the square of the length of the tangent. So it is square of the length of the tangent from the point of contact to the point of intersection. Point of contact to the point of intersection. So once more, PA into PB is PT square. So very nice theorem here. You see PA into PB is PC into PD. So same way PA into PB. So PA into PB is PT square. So generally very nice numerical we used to have on this to theorem 4. This was theorem 4, which I have not rubbed for you. So presently I see, children, both this 4 and 5. So 1 and 2, what I did, okay, is in the syllabus. 3, 4, 5 are not in the syllabus. My 3, actually, if you see ICSE syllabus, it is the second. So see what I have done over here. Numbering is not important. So my 1 and 2 are there in syllabus. 3, 4, 5 are presently not there for this year. So we concentrate more on what is there in the syllabus. And children, let's go to the last very interesting theorem, number 6, which is we called alternate segment theorem. So kindly pause the video and copy. We move on to the last theorem. Now let us see the last, which is a very important and a very nice theorem called, in short we call angles in the alternate segment. You can call it angles in the alternate segment. Okay, So I put plural, you can see, but the main theorem, if you see the book, what happens here, children? The angle between the tangent, there is one tangent PQ and a chord. A chord is there AB. So this is a chord and this is a tangent. They make two angle here. If you see one acute angle between tangent and chord, this one, what I marked with red. So you see, and already if you see in my first video, I've told you this is called minor segment. If you see full this area, I'm not shading. This area is called minor segment, and this full area is major segment. So since this angle, this side is in the minor segment side, which angle? Between tangent and the chord, it is in the minor segment side. This is minor segment. See part 1 of my video. So this will be equal to angle in the alternate segment, means these two will be equal. This angle with chord and tangent, what it makes in the minor segment is equal to the angle in the alternate segment, means in the major segment. Same way over here, see this angle is between the chord and the tangent in the major segment. This will be equal to this angle which is in the minor segment. Once more, you need to play back and rewind and listen carefully and understand. This is a chord, this is a tangent. So this, if you see that chord divides, I've already taught, the circle into minor segment and major segment. So the angle made by the tangent and the chord in the minor segment is equal to the angle made on the major segment by the same chord. And you know angle on the same segment are equal. So anywhere you put this angle is equal to this angle, because you know angle on the same segment are equal. So proof also I'll give you in short in the last part of today's video. Next, this angle which the tangent makes with the chord is this. So this is in the major segment and this is equal to this. So see once more, BAQ means this angle is equal to ACB. This I told you. Again this angle BAP, this angle is in the major segment is equal to ADC. ADC, it is in the minor segment. And this, children, is a very useful theorem. Many questions in ICSE you can solve by using this theorem only. Otherwise you cannot get the unknown angles. So just in last part, just I'll tell you most of the circle I have given you the proof here. Just I'll give you a very short proof for one part and then we will finish today's video lesson. So kindly pause the video and copy. So in the last part, I am going to give you a very short proof of this interesting theorem. Now listen fast. There are three theorems which we are using. These two, what we do some construction. From A, through the diameter you join, through the center you draw a line, and this will be the diameter of the circle. And we join B with this R. So we do this construction which is there in the red marker pen. So now you see 1 is equal to 1, angle on the same segment. These two are equal. Angle on the same segment are equal. Okay, I've done in part 1 of my video. So these two are equal. Now you see 1 and 2. So angle in a semicircle is 90. See this triangle. Angle in a semicircle is 90. This is 90. Therefore 1 and 2 together will be 90. One angle is 90. Rest 2 sum will be 90. So remember 1 and 2 will be, because this is a angle in a semicircle, so this is 90, this together will be 90. Next 2 and 3. So we know first theorem of the today. Tangent with the radius of the circle, angle between radius and tangent is 90 degrees. So 2 and 3 is also 90 degree. So see here 1 and 2 90, 2 and 3 90. You subtract 2 from both. So this angle you leave out. So this will be equal to this. Okay, so this plus this is 90, this plus this is 90. That means if you subtract 2 from both, this will be equal, means 1 will be equal to 3. This is angle finally made by the tangent with the chord in the minor segment, which is equal to any angle made on the major segment. An angle made between the tangent and the chord in the major segment is equal to, in the same way you can prove, angle made by that chord on the minor segment. So this is the proof, children. Very interesting. So this part I have given you 6 theorems, 1, 2 and my last one. They are in the syllabus of the this reduced syllabus. And 3, 4, 5, they are very good. You will see many interesting questions in ICSE. Okay, so I have given you, because when you solve, generally as you see here in this proof, 2, 3 theorems are used. So in my next part 4 of the video, I'll try to do 4, 5 very interesting questions, especially ICSE questions based on this 6th theorem. So children, once more, part 1 I have given you 5 theorem which are still, all of them are in ICSE. See part 1 of my video lesson on circles. And today part 2 I had solved sums based on that. Please see how we apply those theorem. And part 3 today I have done 6 theorems, children, out of which I told you all were in ICSE, but this year only 1, 2 of today is, and 6 is in syllabus. And kindly follow the syllabus. So I've taught you all the basic idea. Use any standard book and go through them and try to solve solved example. And my next video we will have sums on this. So thank you, children, for watching this video lesson.